This is my Precalculus course. Today you're going to take the first test of the course. Now don't take this test unless you've completed the practice test that I assigned for homework and also the test that we did together in the previous class. If you have not finished those tests, don't take this test. And also, if you have not studied for this test, again, don't take this test, because if you fail this test, then that means that all the work that I put into it is going to be for nothing. Now, a lot of students like to say, well, I'll just take the test, and if I fail it, then I'll know if I was prepared. But that's not the way it works. In the academic world, you have to take these math tests seriously, or else you're just going to go down the wrong path. So here's the test. Now you should have nothing in front of you except the test, piece of paper, pencil. You don't need a calculator for this test. There may be a few problems where you have to do a little arithmetic, but that shouldn't hurt you. You can have a timer if you want. The test should take no longer than 2 hours, but I don't really care how long it takes you to finish the test. That's not really important. All that matters is that you can finish this test and pass it with no help from anybody. So you should have no internet connection, no textbooks, nothing in front of you. You should be doing this by memory. So here's the first screenshot of the test, and the second screenshot, and third screenshot, and the fourth screenshot, and the fifth screenshot, and the sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. So I want you to go ahead and take the test and pause this video or stop the video when you're done with the test. Come back to this point in the video and we'll look at the answers for the test. But don't look at the answers until you're done with the test. You have to do this on your own without any help from anybody. So I'll see you at this point in the video when you come back and you're done with the test. Okay, we're back. So you should have completed the test. So let's look at the answers. Get a screenshot of these answers. Again, don't look at these answers until you finish the test. If you just write the answers, then that really proves absolutely nothing. So those are the answers. Again, screenshot number 1 of the answers and screenshot number 2 of the answers. So now let's talk about how to grade your test. Here's just some guidelines about how to grade your tests. There were no problems on this test that had multiple parts, at least. Actually, I take that back. Problem number 2 did actually have multiple parts. So on the test, each problem is worth 4 points. So that means that each one of these parts is worth 1 point. Now, you were supposed to circle the terms that disqualified each expression from being a polynomial. If you did that correctly, then that should be half of a point. And if you wrote yes or no correctly, meaning it is or it is not a polynomial, then that should be another half of a point, because again, each one of these parts is worth 1 point. So if there's 2 parts of each part, then obviously each of those would be 1/2 point. So again, these are just guidelines for how to grade your test. So here, if you got this part correct, then that could be 2 points, and if you got this part correct, that could be another 2 points, because again, the entire problem is worth 4 points. So these are just guidelines on how to grade your test. So again, some of these problems have multiple parts. You can use your own discretion on how to determine how many points you should get for each problem. It's really difficult to give you exact numbers, but these are the guidelines here. None of these problems really used units as far as I remember, so you don't have to worry about that. And I don't think that any of the problems asked you to round, so you don't have to worry about that. At least I don't remember. I don't, not that I can recall. So go ahead and score your test, and when you come back, we'll talk about how to grade your test. Okay, we're back. So the grading is the typical grading that you see in the United States. If you scored 90 to 100, then that's very, very good. If you scored 80 to 89, that's very good, but there's a few things you could work on. And if you scored 70 to 79, that's good, but there is quite a few things that you could work on and improve. And if you scored any lower than that, then that means that you didn't pass the test. So that's a problem. In most cases, it just means that you didn't study. Again, a lot of students like to take the test, and if they fail, they can say, well, I guess I wasn't ready. But again, that's not how the academic world works. If you want to succeed, you have to make sure that you're ready for the test, not just gamble and take chances. These tests, again, are supposed to prove that you know something, but if you do the least amount of work when it comes to preparing for the test, then the test is just going to prove that you don't know something if you scored in the red. Now, you can still improve. If you scored lower than you expected, you can always improve. Because this is only about a fourth of the course. But if you scored in the red, that means that you need to study a lot more and take the test more seriously. That's really the difference between students who do well in school and students who don't. Students who do well, they simply take things more seriously. They don't take a test unless they know how to do every single type of problem. That's it. That's the difference. So when it comes to the next test, you can improve. If you scored in the green, I'm proud of you. Very good. And so that was test number 1. We are now a fourth of the way through the course, and there's no homework assignment for this class. So you can take a break, and we'll start the next part of the course in the next class, obviously, and I'll see you then.